Well, it's not every day that your university adds a new bus route. So new, it's not even on the sign yet. It is Route 126. It is an express bus that travels between all of the different banks of the university. We're on the West Bank right now. We're gonna go all the way to the St. Paul campus, going through East Bank as well. And it runs like counter, the 121, which is the main bus that connects to the campuses, which is not express. It runs like this way. I guess that'd be counterclockwise. This bus runs clockwise around to the campuses. They're all circulators. So yeah, I'll bring you along. This is the first day of operation, Monday, March 16th, I think it is. I forget. But hopefully it'll get added onto this sign in the future. And here it is. It is on one of the articulated Van Hools, which is pretty cool, in the old livery. Still hasn't been painted yet. Very nice. So empty in here. Which is great. Because it can be louder, it makes it easier to film. But we're underway. This is my favorite bus that we have at my university, although I guess the Goldie Gopher dots are a bit unfortunate, so the new paint scheme may be a little bit better for that. But yeah, this is one of like 4 cities in North America with Van Hool buses, and they're gonna be phased out in the next few years, I believe, just because they're tricky to maintain, unfortunately. But at least for now, hopefully in my university career, they'll continue operating for the U of M. And so yeah, let's kick this journey off. Express to St. Paul. On this part of the route, we're following the route of the 125 bus. You can see right there. That was a new bus that was added over the summer, I believe, or for this school year. It connects the West Bank, the business school, to Dinkytown, which is like sort of a student life. I don't know. It's a cosmopolitan area. But there's some like student housing over there. It's an interesting. I would say the 125 is the weirdest, potentially least useful route that we have at the university. But this will be a lot better. Although we are passing express through this stop, as you can see. Although getting held up at a red light. There we go. These are now like buildings on the East Bank campus, so I'll be able to stop at about a block ahead. This is a good old Pike Hall. Feels like a high school inside. Had a couple classes in there. Not the best building ever, but you're pretty close to 2 bus stops, so it's at least easy to take transit out of there. More part of Dinkytown over there with the high density mixed use apartments, which is nice for students. I don't live there, but in theory it's nice. Ooh, it's not focusing. So yeah, here's like one of the entrances to East Bank on Pleasant. This will be our first stop and our only stop going eastbound here in East Bank area, I believe. Is anyone going to get on? It's not really shoveled. Doesn't look like it. There's also not been a 126 sign added there, so I need to get this thing signed, it looks like. But we continue east past Volvo Hall. It's very nice. We are on a one-way right now, by the way, and this road shares right-of-way with the Metro E-Line, which is the newest BRT in the Twin Cities. These are all E-Line stops that we're going by. May recognize them from my E-Line video. But yeah, that goes to the university as well, so this is quite a heavy transit corridor. We have the Stadium Village light rail station right here for the Metro Green Line. We are close to Huntington Bank Stadium, which is the football stadium, American football stadium on campus. And just a bunch more apartments. This is our counterpart, I believe. That is a new, yeah, that's the 126. That's the new livery, which is dotted, which is nice. That's nice. We are headed to the U of M Transit Way, dedicated transit way to get between St. Paul and East Bank campuses. Although this is a really weird way of getting there. I think this is the only university bus route that goes this far on University Avenue. We'll be making a left turn here shortly, but this is always the dirty windows are so dirty on these buses, I swear. This is not an anomaly. But yeah, we're gonna turn here. This is a weird way, but I guess it'll work, it'll do. Second of busception there. So now we'll parallel the green line for a couple more seconds. We're now on the transit way, so this is buses and bikes only. It's amazing. This is very early transit way. Like maybe after Nicollet Mall, the first in the Twin Cities. But yeah, buses and bikes only along here. Yeah, these are some new transit-oriented development that have sprung up around Prospect Park Station. We're coming to an intersection when we have the red light. We should have signal priority. At least there. Okay, there we go. There's the green light. Oh, we're turning off the transit way? Is this some kind of snow detour or something? What is happening? Is this not the transitway all the way? So we're passing under the transitway. It turns out this is part of the route, but I forgot that this takes a really weird way to get to St. Paul, which I wouldn't really consider express. But I guess it gets to St. Paul. But yeah, there are no other campus buses that goes along here. We're on Raymond Avenue. There's the 87 going. I think there's a Metro Transit bus that comes down here, but definitely no campus buses. I believe the 87. I guess this is one of our stops now. It's a 124 stop, which is the St. Paul campus circulator. So now we're interlining with the 124. Here is the true meat of the St. Paul campus, which is a really beautiful, aesthetically speaking campus. So over here is more like biology and like, I don't know, farming stuff. I've never had a class over here. That was the 124 that we just went by. Oh my gosh, this is not, the windows are so dirty. Apologies about that. We just went by a 124. It's just a cutaway. But it's like, you go up that hill, it's like you're walking through a forest. It's so cool. Then there's this kind of brutalist student center, and then there's some student housing. And there's a 121 that is in our spot, so. We'll see how long we wait here. I assume there'll be some sort of layover. Or not. 121s have a layover spot here, but we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna visit all the stops. We're not gonna do a full loop because I don't want to go back to West Bank. I actually want to go to the East Bank. So we're not gonna do a full loop. We're gonna go to all the stops though. And so not very long here in St. Paul. I don't know what that is. That a 121 Gillig hybrid? Normally the 121 is on these articulated buses, either New Flyers or these Van Hoovels. Look at how dirty the back window is. It's like it's foggy outside. It's not. It's very clear. It's very clear outside. It's a beautiful day, except for the snow and the wind, which is really bad, but it's gotta be a 121 on the Gillig hybrid bus. I've not seen that yet run on the 121, or at least not in a while. So we're just headed back the same way we came for now. Took a little bit of a different route at the East Bank, but this like Cleveland to Raymond to Transit Way route is the same going to and coming back. Oh wait, there's a rider alert for this bus. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, there is some signage. I saw a rider alert there that mentioned this bus. I don't know what it said, but there's at least some signage, which is good. Also, I need to mention that I'm the only one on this entire bus, this entire articulate. I have a 60-foot freaking limousine right now. This is pretty insane. Oh, it's a freight train. Homer shot. Now, these freight tracks have seat used by Union Pacific, CPKC, and BNSF, all the big three railways that come through here. Unfortunately, we'll deviate away from it and go through Nautilus Park instead, so that's not as exciting, but it is quite a busy... oh, that's another train. See, it's very busy. It's Union Pacific. Keep those over there. A lot of freight coming through. And it's supposed to be the university. I have done rail planning near the university before. I don't know if it's technically university property, but you get to see a lot of trains coming through here, which is pretty cool. There's the Surly Brewing Company. You can kind of see. Always smart to have a brewery right by the university. And there's like some over here. Is that wind? Is that making that sound? It's making a really weird sound. Anyways, this is Malcolm Yards. It's a old like industrial thing that is, I don't know what happened to it. It's got the roof blown out and it's now a food hall. And then these are some quite cool abandoned grain elevators. You gotta love it. And then we have like the shot put area, discus area right next to there. Truly showing the sports we forget about. And we're getting all the different university bus routes in this video. That's the 120, the East Bank circulator. Maybe a little bit more usable than the 125, but it's really just to connect Stadium Village to housing, dorm rooms, super block, I guess is what we call it. Is this our 126 again? Yes, it is. There are only two buses on this, and we're meeting at the same intersection as before. But it is another Van Hoovel in the new livery. Oh, he saw it already, but it's the same bus. Oh, and here's one of the New Flyers in the new livery. It's actually an old New Flyer, but it is in their new buses for the university. The frequency for the 126 is every 15 minutes, which is a bit unfortunate. I mean, the 121 is very frequent, so it doesn't really need to be so frequent. See, this is what I mean. This is just a crazy transit right of way. So many bus lines go through here. But yeah, 126 is only every 15 minutes, which makes it, I believe, not the least frequent inter-campus route. So the 121 is like every 5 to 7 minutes, which is ridiculous, but this is so for every 3 121 there'd be one 126, unfortunately. And that reason is probably why I am the only one on this entire bus, because ultimately the 121 is more frequent. I don't think it's that much slower than the 126, honestly. This is quicker, but not that much quicker. And we're still getting stuck at these red lights, just hurting us a lot, but yeah. I just wish it was more frequent. If they could put 1 or 2 more buses on this route, it would be really competitive with the 121, I think. Then again, this bus is brand new, so maybe students just haven't really heard of it yet. I would imagine that probably 90% at least have not heard of this bus. But yeah, now we will head on to Washington Avenue, which is where the light rail runs to the university, and this is now mixed with traffic, but it will become a dedicated transitway shortly. So we are now on the dedicated transitway part of Washington Avenue. And my favorite part about it is I don't know if you can see it, but we're now driving our bus on the light rail tracks. There's the East Bank station with the train right there, and we're going past on a bus. And we're on the tracks, which is so cool. This is for bikes. So they put the bus on the railroad tracks. Why not? I love it so much. It doesn't last very long. We have to break off at this intersection to serve the... Oh, that reminds me. I want to do the stop request. Some of these have cool bells. I don't know if you got that through the speaker, but it is such a cool little bell. I love it so much. But we're getting off here. Thank you. All right. So that's the 126 new bus route here at the university. Oh, there's a sign right here. It is signed right here. 126 Express. It's kind of covered with snow. It has hardly packed snow as well, so we can look at the rider alert, I guess. Oh, yeah, this is the circle that it does. It's not much of a circle, but I guess here are the times it takes to get everywhere, which is, I would say, about 5 to 10 minutes faster than the 121. So it's something. I'm glad that they brought it in. I just wish it was more frequent. We're off to see one of our new Flyer 40-foot buses come through here. I haven't seen that on the 121 before, so that's cool. It's normally on the 123 or 122s. But there we are. So welcome to the Kauffman Union Kauffman Union Northrop Mall stop, and that's where we'll end this video. You can see this one a lot better, but yeah. First video on U of M Transit, and glad we have a new route. See you next time. Good night. Auf Wiedersehen.